This is the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology as we are set for boys basketball tonight as the Dons from Don Bosco make their way just a short drive to the east to face off against a close rival in the Jayhawks of Jesup. Class 2A squad coming in at 1-7 on the year, 0-6 in conference play. This non-conference game again against the Don Bosco Dons out of the Iowa Star North League in their Class 1A, but are 5-0 on the year and 3-0 in conference play, picking up a win on Saturday against North Butler, 56-23. Ahead of tonight's game, we did catch up on the Heartland Technology pregame show with head basketball coach Joe Smines. Now the Heartland Technology pregame show. We'll catch up with boys basketball coach Joe Smines, and coming off a couple weeks off, some time off for the players, but some time off maybe for them away from you.
Yep.
Would that maybe be an advantage?
Yep. Well, I always enjoy the 5 days off that we get. I hope the guys do too. Some people around the state don't really like it, and it's a conference rule that we have, and I've always been a believer in it. It's just we need to get away from each other. Gives us time as a coaching staff to reflect on what happened before Christmas and where we're going to go after Christmas. And so it's a good 5 days, and we got back after it on Friday and then had a scrimmage over at Benton. We go there every year at Benton. IMS actually was their new name is Hillcrest Academy, and then North Cedar. So always a good day over there to play against some three teams we usually don't see and work on some things. So and then we got back at it, and actually I played a game already. Played walk-on Saturday night.
So talk about that 2 weeks in there, the week practice where you didn't have competition other than your scrimmage down at Benton. Some things that you saw in the first part of the season that you really wanted to focus on developing further into the second part of the season.
Yeah, team's been kind of evolving for us a little bit this year. We played a game without Landon. We played a game without Brody actually Saturday night, so we were still kind of in flux a little bit with our lineups, trying to get our rotations a little bit more set. We worked on some different offensive stuff that maybe fits Carson and Landon playing together. They've done a good job of working well together. Highlight that a little bit more, and then just trying to keep us competitive as possible. It was a long break this year. I think we practiced 5 times and had a scrimmage and had a couple of days off in there. So it's always Christmas break is good to get some things in, but it gets a little stale sometimes too. But I thought the guys did a pretty good job at practice on trying to improve and trying to press forward. So before Christmas we lost 5 games I think where we were either tied or down by a bucket in the fourth quarter. So. Yeah. Working on some things maybe late that we can go to, or trying to find ways to finish ball games to get wins for us.
Well, I was going to say that record you have right now, where you're sitting, it's really unassuming for what you guys can actually do. But I know, I feel like you're still trying to find your way through the 2019-20 season.
Yeah, I told the guys that today again, and I've told them that about 3 times after every game. I said I've left all these games thinking, man, we're right there. We just haven't been able to hit that shot, get that rebound. Get a couple stops in a row, or hit a couple shots in a row to win the ball game. And over the years, we've been able to do that. We've been fortunate enough to have some players make plays down the stretch to win games. You think of Cade Nolan last year and Josh Johnson. We just haven't done that as a group this year. Been able to make those 2, 3, 4 plays in a game to get over the top. So, the guys are working towards that. Like I said, we play in a really good league. Everyone's good, and everyone's told us like you guys may be the best team we've played this year up to this point. And we just can't quite get over the hump, but. I've seen good positive energy from our guys, even after Saturday night. I think they're hungry. I think they know that we're just an inch away of maybe being 6-2, 5-3 somewhere in there. So I think they're still positive, and I know they're ready to play tonight.
Talk about any changes in the lineup you're going to see tonight against Bosco.
Brody Kresser's out again. He'll be out tonight and maybe most of the week. Corbin Fueling started dressing for us. He was in the rotation Saturday night over at Upper Iowa versus Waukon, had 9 points. You'll see him quite a bit tonight. That'll be our starting 5 will be Pilcher and Cooper, Heath, Lena and Landon, and you'll see Tanner and Corbin off the bench. So Corbin did a good job for us in his first game. Provides a little bit of shooting that we lost with Brody, so he kind of fits that mold right now. And then we'll see what goes from there. And we have some other guys that are chomping at the bit, and we just talked to our JV and fresh off about. There's a lot of time to be had right now. We have a lot of guys that are in the same spots and the same levels, and just not separating one way or the other. So, who knows? We might go a little deeper than that tonight. We'll see.
Coach, good luck. You got 3 games this week. We'll talk again later in the week.
Thanks, Nate.
Head coach Joe Smines on our pregame show. This is the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology. Heartland Technology pregame show. Starting lineups now for Jesup and Dan Fox, public address.
A junior, number 5, Chase Pilcher. A senior, number 24, Cooper Dillon. A sophomore, number 40, Carson Lena. A senior, number 42, Landon Barrett. The Jayhawks are coached by Joe Smines, assisted by Steve Schmidt, Mike Johnson, Nick Donnelly, Rodney Zaleski, Dirk Dahl.
All right, we are set for tip-off very shortly from the high school gym here in Jesup. Brand new floor you see on your camera that was put in this past summer. And we start into the 2020 portion of this year's basketball season. Luke, quickly, starting lineups again for Bosco and Jesup.
Yeah, for Don Bosco, we've got Gabe Fernandez, Lewis Havel, Zach Huff, Luke Stabell, and Mason Denton. For your Jesup Jayhawks, we've got Heath Wyant starting in place of
Brody Kresser.
Brody Kresser, thank you.
You're welcome.
Jace Pilcher, Cooper Fueling, Carson Lenow, and Landon Barrett. Appreciate the assist there.
It's hard to think two things at once.
It is.
I understand that.
So I'm not aware what's wrong with Cooper. I didn't even know he was, or I'm sorry, Brody.
Brody Kresser had a little injury with his shoulder down at Bend Community. Aggravated, I think from a
Saturday.
He had a football. I think it's aggravated a football injury he had this past fall. So
okay.
Scrimmage they had last week at Bend Community, and Coach, as we heard in the pregame show, probably doesn't expect him to come back here this week. So we'll see how he can get back into next week.
Yeah, that's a tough loss for the Jayhawks. Certainly one of our best players.
Landon Barrett saves it from going out of bounds. Cooper Fueling, kick back to Jace Pilcher, who takes a shot inside.
Gonna draw a foul.
Nice play by Pilcher.
That was a nice play.
And they've brought up Corbin Fueling to play some guard from the JV team.
Corbin, a nice outside shooter.
Wyant, 3 in and out, no good. Bosco still having to have a chance to get on offense. Fueling leans in. Little hop in.
There you go.
From,
nice job, Lenow.
From Lenow. Give credit to the sophomore.
Asserting himself down low there. Push off. Well, it's going to go against Cooper. Zach Huff set to pass the ball in bounds for the Dons.
Nice block there on the right side from Barrett. Deep 3 wide open, no good for Bosco and Zach Huff. Wyant getting a little room on the left side.
Nice feed
from
inside.
Fernandez.
Good look by Lenow. Got the ball swatted away there.
Fancy dribbling right side. Going to take a shot up and goes right through. Give credit on that three-pointer to Havel. Bosco on the board. And the lead. Fueling. Finds Wyant. Baseline. Bring that back up. Top of the key and going aggressive to the paint.
Wish we had some grades on these kids. So we've got their heights, but not what grade they're
You want
in.
like if they're a 3-4 or a 2-6?
No, I'm thinking more like
kind of AP
sophomore,
classes they're
junior,
taking.
Senior. I know what some of them are, but not all of them.
How's this help you over here? You want to look over here and see?
Yeah, you got them there.
On that screen.
Oh, yeah.
5-minute mark. Jesup It's down by 1. This is
deep. Wow.
Wow, give that to Barrett.
With the deep
wow.
3. So I don't need the extracurriculars there, but that's just me.
Take that ball away. Jace Pilcher. Cross mid-timeline. Wyant busted out to Cooper Fueling. Barrett takes a dribble. Gets caught up.
On the ground. Toss that in underneath. See if we can't get something to lean out here. Heath Wyant with the outside shot. Way strong on it.
Doesn't hit anything. Bosco will have it. Right side to Havul. Fueling. Nice fingertip touch on that. Pulls it in. Barrett snags that one. Landon holds the pick. Fueling looks for a shot. Back to Barrett. No good. And Bosco back with it. Under 4 minutes to play.
Definitely getting shots here in the early going. Just got to knock him down. Havel with the feet inside. Nice
kept driving, kept fighting.
Yeah. Denton working hard down low, gives himself a second chance. Doesn't get the ball to drop, but will get a couple shots at the free throw line. Cooper Fueling into the game. He'll replace Wyant. That's not right. That's not Cooper Fueling. That's Corbin Fueling. He will join his brother Cooper on the floor, though. Hey, look at his shoes, though, Nate.
Oh, they're sporting some Carolina blue as well, just like Landon over there. Got a trend. Baby blue. Cooper Fueling, hard pass, right back to Pilcher. Deep 3. Wow, look at that.
Got it.
Ready. They are not ready for that.
He's pumped up. Look at him. He's like, yeah, baby.
First varsity points at home.
And don't let that kid fool you. He'll knock that down all day long if you let him.
Looks a little different with those glasses on down there.
Yeah. He comes in and shoots on the shooting machine on days off, and I'll tell you what, he shoots at a pretty high percentage from that three-point line.
First personal foul for Jesup. Actually, fourth personal foul. First one for Pilcher. 3 over Pilcher, no good. Off the hands of Huff. Under 3 minutes. And just looking at this team, Luke, we've not seen this consistent level of cohesive play, I think, from the Jayhawks this season till tonight. At least at home, anyway.
They definitely feel like they're playing together tonight, working hard. Still struggling to get those.
So many opportunities they just can't get to go in.
You get those. That was a travel. Get those easy ones down low. You gotta make those count.
5 points now for Havel. Wise little turn and go from Cooper.
Broken ankle on that one. Couldn't get the basket to drop, but nice move nonetheless.
Bosco came out of the gates ready to go, and now this has really slowed him down. This pressure from Jesup.
Nice move inside.
Barrett tried to get a hand on that, but Jesup will lose the lead.
Havel with a nice turnaround. Give it to him. Nice runner by Pilcher. It's always fun watching the Bosco games because all these names I went to school with their brother, or with their dads, I should say. Pachenka, Havel, Huff, Stabell, McFadden. There's all sorts of names on here that, ooh.
Right up front, you saw Lenau ready for that, but does get the foul.
He definitely got some body with it, but that was, he came down with some authority there.
He came from that far side, saw him coming, jumped right in front of Huff.
Zach Huff gets the first, the 2-shot foul.
Weber in the game right now.
Just under a minute to go. We've got a 1-point game.
Pilcher, he goes inside, and that's something we've not seen this season a lot from Jace. Him taking some opportunities to get past that free throw line. Jesup will hang on to the ball.
Lenau may have swayed that decision by the ref. He pointed emphatically at our end, and I think the ref was ready to point the other way, and I don't know. Get in there.
Cooper straight on, assist from his brother. Back out to Corbin. Right side to Pilcher. Dish that to Cooper, straight on, 33 seconds.
Swing it, swing it.
Bosco spreading out that defense a little bit more.
Oh!
Pilcher was looking for a gate open.
Yeah, they knew it. Bosco knew that one was coming.
Cooper fueling, intercepts that one. 10 seconds to go. Can they get a last shot here before the horn at the end of the first? Have that lead. Pilcher pulls up from 3.
Got it. They gave it to him. Man, that was not a 3.
I was going to say, was he on that?
He was definitely on it. That was a 2, but hey, I'm not arguing.
His back was to us, so it was a little hard to see for sure, but we'll let the rest decide that one. So 13-11 is our score as we close out the first period. Jesup with the win, or with the advantage in the first quarter. Are you there, Sean?
I'm here.
He's there. All right, this is the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology and BitPack. You may be seeing the logo on the screen tonight as it's flashed up there. And kind of teasing through early on, but bringing on Sean Westfall, project coordinator of Heartland Technology's data center. What is BitPack? Let's talk about this.
Yeah, absolutely. So first I want to thank you guys for having me up here. I kind of feel like what it's like to be tall.
Yeah.
No, BitPack is a product we offer at the data center that will bring our customers cloud storage. And with that, we wanted to select a product that was going to be simple, secure, and speedy enough to handle all the uploads and downloads. And BitPack certainly checks all those boxes. So I feel like it's a super quality product that we're proud of.
So on JSN, we always talk about Heartland Technology and what it can offer consumers locally, from digital cable and high-speed internet access and phone still, and also U.S. Cellular. But there's a building that sits in the East Industrial Park that's a data center that's available for companies for personal use, I'm sure. And this is a consumer end of things for a BitPack.
Yeah.
I would assume it's similar to a Dropbox or a Google Drive or that type of thing.
Yeah, very similar. Yep, very similar. A few different things we kind of take pride in. You're going to have 100% privacy. Some of those, I'm not bashing competitors, but it's
no.
Some
Put out
of
the
them,
facts.
they're going to be crawling through your information and doing some mining, but we're proud you stay 100% secure. Our customer service, you're going to call me. You're not going to jump into a call center or anything either. So
yeah, you talked a little bit about the difference between some of the big boys and what you have. Any other differences you look at in the service between BitPack and other data hosts?
Yeah,
so data, I guess, yep. What's the right term?
Sure. So BitPack versus your Google Drive and Dropbox, we're not going to limit the size of a file that's going to go in. Those bigger ones, they do. We don't, we'll have the we'll maximize that speed for you, and really we will take pride in that customer service.
Listen to Sean Westfall with Heartland Technology Data Center. Don Bosco, Jesup, as you're watching on the screen right now. Bosco still trying to play catch-up with Jesup having the ball. Jace Pilcher to inbound it from there as you continue to watch on the screen. But talk about some of the features, other features that may interest consumers and even businesses to be a part of BitPack.
Yeah, absolutely. So really on the consumer side, we're going to be storing your data. You can manage it all on your own, 100%. And really, you can do the same thing for the businesses. The feature, I personally like the best is you can share your data. You can, very simple click of a button, you'd copy a link, send it to whoever you'd like. So yeah, really the sharing aspect of it. I use the mobile app personally, and you have access to all your information pretty much 100% of the time. And
so as far as the sharing goes, Sean, for example, if I had a large picture or something I wanted to share with Nate, I could just send him a link. And
is it an appropriate picture?
Yes, of course. Okay. I only share appropriate pictures.
All right, we have to be clear about that.
But he could click that link and download or access whatever.
Absolutely.
Whatever I give him. And is there a mobile application too? Is this limited to desktop or?
Yep. No, so that's what I like about it a lot. It's so versatile. You can put it on pretty much any device you own, whether it's a tablet, phone, computer, laptop. And, really, I have mine set up. I'll take a picture, and it'll store for me immediately. So you don't have to worry about, now I've dropped my phone, lost it in the lake, river. It's
I
there.
would never
That sounds
do
like
anything
something
like
you would
that.
do.
Sounds like,
I'm sure.
definitely something a Luke Baldwin would do.
Is it possible? So I don't know a lot of the details on BitPack. I have yet to sign up for it. It's on my short list of things I need to accomplish.
Sure, we've been waiting. I've been watching for your name.
I know.
Yeah.
But I am
Nice
curious.
segue.
Could I back up my whole computer with it, for example, if I have the right plan?
Yeah, if you sign up for the correct plan and that amount of storage, we could back up all of your information, your whole computer pretty much there.
And like you said, then if you do have a
crash,
a failure or something,
you never know when that virus gets you. Yep.
Again, talking to Sean Westfall with Heartland Technology Data Center and BitPack. How do we sign up? Where do we learn more? How do we? How does somebody take a next step on learning more or even signing up for it?
Yeah, we have several options. I would recommend going right to bitpack.com, so bitpack.com, and check out the different features we have out there, and all the plans that you can sign up for are listed there. If you have more questions, you can contact myself or email hello@bitpack.com, and we would be quick to get back to you and hopefully answer your questions satisfactorily. But yeah, otherwise you could find us on Facebook. Just look for BitPack or Heartland Technologies Data Center. We have Instagram. We're out on LinkedIn. You can find us about anywhere.
Well, it's a cool situation that we have here in Jesup as far as what's available, as far as what that high-speed internet access does, not only for the people that live here and the businesses that are here, but the access that gives people globally to access a data center like that's right here in the Cedar Valley.
It's pretty cool system, yeah. And you can travel wherever, and you have access to your information that's on your home laptop.
Well, it's another good example of, I work in the Cedar Valley, Cedar Falls, and I tell people, the data or the bandwidth that we get here, the data speeds. BitPack is another example of how small town Jesup, Iowa is competing and in a lot of cases beating the larger markets with the technology we make available to our own here, and not just our own now with the data center throughout the U.S. and beyond probably.
Yeah, absolutely. And even the data center itself, it was designed with other markets in mind, and they visited and checked out what was good and bad about other data centers, so it's a good thing overall.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Sean, thanks for coming up and joining us in the Hawks Nest tonight, and great to have learn more about BitPack and get more of our Jayhawk and maybe even our Bosco followers along to sign up.
Absolutely. Everybody's welcome.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it, fellas. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Sean Westfall with Heartland Technology as we're talking BitPack. You want more? Check out bitpack.com. Also on social media on Facebook. That'll help learn more. Right now, we are sitting with 3:46 to go in the first half, and just saw a shot drop in from Jace Pilcher, as Pilcher now goes to 5 points. And again, you see the advantage that Jesup has right now, 19-14. Coming up at halftime, we'll learn more about BitPack, as there's a couple video features that have been put together. We'll play those for you during our streamcast as well. Thanks for joining us on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology and BitPack. I'm Nate Klaber. That's Luke Baldwin.
Sean's another one of those guys that he worked in the Cedar Valley for a long time. Heartland Technology and the new data center was able to acquire him and his knowledge, and really been a nice addition down there. Really, most people in Jesup know Sean, so it's always like, he mentioned if you call the data center, you're going to get him on the phone, or you may, somebody local, and that's a big deal, especially when you're talking about your competition being the Dropboxes or the Googles of the world. You're lucky to get anybody on the phone in those places. But yeah, he's been there several months now, maybe close to half a year. Anthony, how long's he been there? You don't know.
That's the first time Anthony's met him, I believe. Yeah, made the Christmas party a little odd. 3 minutes to go, and Bosco coming back after Havel had an offensive charge. Jesup can't convert on that turnover with under 3 minutes to go. Still at 5-point advantage, just ahead of halftime.
Yeah, Jesup, they've had some success here, but they got to keep with it. They were getting a little quick on the draw with some of those shots, rather than squaring up, moving the ball around, getting a good shot.
After the first quarter, Jesup had the advantage 13-11, but Jesup has been the only team to score in this almost 6.5 minutes or 5.5 minutes with 4 points. Bosco has been held scoreless since the end. Actually, strike that. They've scored 1 point since the end of the first quarter.
Jesup working the ball around the top, really doing a nice job of playing some inside-out basketball, scoring on both. Ooh.
Ball gets loose. Bosco head back their way, pull up a three. Doesn't work out of the hands of Huff.
Jump ball. That's going to go Jesup's way. Landon got himself up off the ground and able to get down there and tie up. He's going to take a seat, make sure gets a little oxygen in the lungs there. Cooper Fueling will step in to replace him.
Two-minute mark, 19-14. Jace Pilcher. Push in to Leanow. Turn, comes back, finds Tanner Cole, but he can't get it to drop in.
Yeah. Nice pass by Leanow, but Leanow's got to learn to just go up with that strong.
Agreed.
That's his shot down there.
Straight on shot from Havel. Just a drought that I'm sure has been frustrating for Bosco. Not used to this with a 5-0 record coming in.
Nice little drive by
Corbin.
Man, I got to get used to having him out there now.
You're a little higher than you used to be in the altitude-wise here.
Glad you clarified that.
Yes, altitude-wise in the gymnasium.
Nice play by Bosco.
Denton 2 points for him.
Cuts through the middle, easy pass, easy up.
Under a minute.
Yeah, get that ball moving, Jesup. A little too much standing around here. Nice move by Wyant. Dribble to the baseline, up and in.
There just seems to be a focus that this Jesup team has.
Well, sometimes, when you're down, you're arguably your best player or one of your best players. Everybody responds, and sometimes you get these other guys that turn out to have some of the best games they've played all year.
Pilcher's really stepped up tonight. You see the play of Wyant. Lee now continues to grow in his season as a sophomore.
Zach Huff so quick with the ball.
6 seconds to go. Pilcher. Last second
nice
over to
pass.
Tanner Cole.
There you go, baby.
At the buzzer.
Nice pass, Jace Pilcher and Tanner with the focus to get that ball in the hole.
Nice heads-up play.
You're right, Jason. Sorry. You're right, Nate. That was one of I think one of the best halves of basketball I've seen Jesup play this year, and they just seem focused and they know, good game plan. I think coach has got them well prepared for this game. That was a fun half of basketball.
Yeah, but you look at 23-16 at halftime. Jesup up 13-11 at the quarter, and then Jesup outscoring Bosco. That stands at 10-5. Only 15 points total able to go up as we look to behind us here on the U.S. Cellular Halftime Show, and we'll bring in head coach Jordan Conrad. Girls basketball tonight. Victoria 60-10 in the girls game again over Don Bosco, and Coach Conrad, it was a different game.
Yeah, it was a different game. We came out with a lot of energy, which is what we talked about before the game, is we've got to come out with a lot of energy and a little bit of attitude with it to kind of set a tone for the second half of the season. And I think they got the message and did a good job of that.
Yeah, you can look at it watching, you're like, okay, why are they so aggressive out there in that first quarter especially? But, you could go back both ways on that, but I took the angle of here's an opportunity for you to work on that full court press and work out some bugs that you probably talked through in winter practice, and now you're on the floor. And Bosco just happened to be the team that showed up in the gym tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something we definitely spent a little extra time on over break, along with a few other things. Moving the basketball was a huge thing, and I thought we did a really good job of that. That's what led to a lot of open looks tonight. As we didn't hold the basketball, we kept it alive, we kept it moving, we got inside touches, then we got it back outside, which is something we haven't done a great job of this year. So it's something we're trying to stress this second half of the season, is getting more inside touches and then letting it come back out to us for good looks.
Yeah, every player got in tonight, which has been something good tonight, because you've got some further down on the bench with not a lot of JV opportunities in minutes this year. So talk through giving everybody that chance, especially the ones who haven't seen too many minutes this year.
Yeah, games like this are huge for them too. Like you mentioned, there's not a lot of JV opportunities for us so far this year, and we've got some solid potential players for the future. But it's hard for them to develop if they can't get a lot of game time action. So it was good for them to get in tonight and get a sense and a little more experience, and hopefully if they're called on later in the year, they have this to look back on.
Yeah, you look down towards the bottom of the players you brought in from the bench, and you look at Pilcher and Borgerding and Larson and O'Connor, and Mashik was impressive to me. She's a fighter in that lane.
Yeah, she is. Mo is a fun person to be around. She brings a lot of energy to practices, and she's always there, willing to play her role, do whatever. She likes to have fun, so she keeps things light, but keeps the energy up. And she always does everything we ask of her and does a great job when she's called on.
What's your philosophy as a coach? This has got to be odd as a coach, because in your mind you're thinking of what your varsity team needs to be doing, or your starters, etc. But you're like, at what point do you start going deeper on your subs? At what point do you start pulling back on that press? When do you start changing up your offense, defense a little bit? That has to play chess back and forth between your mind, and I'm sure you work through that with Jason Pilcher on the bench too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things, like you said, you kind of just got to feel it out. And I thought tonight was a great opportunity to get some of those other kids in there. And I thought we had enough time to work on some things. We threw some zone at them a little bit, something we haven't gone to at all this year, but something we've worked on a little bit over break in case we want to go to it at some point. And tonight, the kind of the starters and kind of that main rotation got enough time in there to work on that some. And then we got, some of the girls that don't get as much time, a little less experience. They got some opportunities to work on it as well. Because throughout the year, we've had foul trouble. We've had our fair share.
Right.
So some of them are going to be called upon at some times. And we got a chance for them to play different positions in that zone, which is going to be crucial because you never know what can happen with injury or illness or anything like that. And that was one thing tonight, once we were able to build the lead, is talking to Coach Pilcher about it is, let's make sure we get out of this thing healthy. Let's not put anybody at risk that, roll an ankle or anything like that. Let's not put them in there for more minutes than they have to be.
Well, and you look at that first quarter, so aggressive, you're playing full court press, and then you're telling the girls to bring it back.
Yeah.
So your play is go, 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 and now you're telling them to slow down. So, it's like, what do you want, Coach?
Right, yeah. But I think it's great for us to have to do that, though. It's us working through some communication things at times. We're not going to get all the turnovers like we were able to tonight with the energy we had. So there's times against some higher quality teams that we're going to look play going forward that we're going to have solid defensive principles in the half court. And that's one thing you may have heard me saying when we brought it back to half court. I kept telling them no bad habits. It's easy to get into bad habits in games like this. So we had to stay solid defensively. It was a good night for us. Make sure we're not reaching in, anything like that. Just play solid, be in help side, communicate with each other. It was a great night to work on some of those things.
Well, you get the win tonight, but you got to regroup, go back tomorrow, hit the bus, go to Conrad, and face BCLUW.
Yeah, so I think we'll see a good BCLUW team. I think they are 6-3 or something like that, with a couple of losses to some good teams. So they'll be a little bit better test for us tomorrow night, I think. So I'm looking forward to that. They've had, looking up on quick stats, they've had, I think, 3 different girls put up over 20 in a game. So they're going to be balanced. So we're going to have to be ready for that.
Coach, good luck tomorrow night, and we'll look for you later in the week as you travel down to Union on Friday.
Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Head coach Jordan Conrad on our Heartland Technology pregame, actually our U.S. Cellular halftime show on the Jayhawk Sports Network from BitPack. What is BitPack? Well, you can go to bitpack.com, and also here's more about Heartland Technology Data Center's BitPack product. Is this thing on?
I think it's on.
All right.
I think Nate, we're on.
Welcome back to the Heartland Technology halftime show, or conclusion of it, as we get ready for the second half on the Jayhawk Sports Network from BitPack. Check them out more about what BitPack is at bitpack.com. It's a place you can store almost everything and get it from almost anywhere.
Fruity snacks.
You busted out the fruity snacks, and
I don't think you can store fruity snacks on BetPack, but
no,
maybe.
You could try. You could try. You raised Anthony's eyebrows on that one.
Maybe
Yeah.
I need to stand. Maybe I stand corrected.
You can put those in Anthony's backpack. That might work.
There we go. Nice pressure by the Jayhawks coming out of the half. You always worry about how everybody's going to respond. You can see the Dons going into kind of a half court press. Get the turnover there with the charge against Lee now.
Jayhawks back on defense. Fernandez with the ball, back up to Denton. Bring that near side to Hobble.
So I got to give my boy Luke Stabell a shout out down there. We're our families are pretty good friends. We both have they're in the same place we are, up by the Mississippi, so we spend a lot of time with his family during the summer. So I was excited to get the opportunity to see him play.
You wanted to say vacation home, but you didn't want to sound so pompous.
Yeah, and I don't think that qualifies as vacation. Maybe.
Second home, residence.
Yeah. Well, you know me.
It's a tent.
We're kind of high rollers, Nate. So.
Something like that.
But he's a good kid and comes from a great family.
Fernandez with that ball. Only 3 Dons have scored tonight with that 16 points they have.
Open shot.
In and out, no good. And you look through the last 5 games.
Lewis Havel's not going to miss a lot of those wide open like that.
You know, Bosco's been averaging over 63 points a game and only given up 40, and have been winning by an average of 23.6 points. So this is a little bit different for them through the 5 games they've played this season.
Got to get some outside shots to drop here. Bring Bosco out of their zone. Nice drive. Got the defense off balance there. Cooper was able to get a shot right at the hoop.
You know, in Bosco, you know, at 5-0, they didn't really start basketball until early December, just because as late as their football season goes.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think they pushed that basketball season a little further into December. Don't get a lot of games before Thanksgiving.
Nice look by Havel. I think he won the foul there. I didn't see the foul, but had the right idea trying to dish that off down low. Leno and Brett really doing a nice job down low with the Bosco bigs.
Pilcher on his own in the paint.
Nice take.
Nice to see him taking some ownership tonight.
Absolutely.
At that guard spot. 4:40 to go, third quarter. Right side,
got
nice
it.
shot in from Luke Stabell. Timeout wanted by Don Bosco. And head coach Nate Kellogg, assisted by Chuck Toma, Jason Huff, Andrew Cruz, Nate Backus, and Coach Joe Smines. This is what, his 5th, 6th year at the helm?
At least, yeah.
Steve Schmidt is assistant. Mike Johnson, Nick Donley, Rodney Selesky on the bench. Dirk Dahl helps out as well down there. Matt Carlson, Mad Dog on the stats. Laney Pilcher and Chloe Wright, managers. But, Luke, you know that coaching staff pretty well. Good guys down there.
Absolutely, every single one of them. They've all been around a long time. A lot of basketball knowledge down there. What did you say about Laney Pilcher? Oh, you meant Laney Ba.
Oh, Laney Ba. How about we do that?
I was like, I don't think Laney Pilcher is
No. She comes out of the girls' game and comes sits behind the bench. Let's go get her for you. Laney Ba, veteran sport manager. I'm sure the department will fall apart next year when she's gone. Lee now, nice pull down, gets it back up, doesn't go.
Man. Board by Luke Bell. Back the other way with Havel, taking it right to the rim, and he will get it.
Yeah, draws the.
Oh, on the ground. No, counts. I couldn't tell if he was saying on the ground or counts. They're going to count.
Did count it in there. That'll be Huff's 7th point and give him 8 with that free throw.
Come on, guys.
Margin is 5 now. A little misstep there from Havel. Fernandez, he's still trying to find his way into the scorebook. They're going to push that back outside.
What grade is Fernandez?
Fernandez is a senior on the squad, 5'8". Howell, a senior. Zach Huff, Luke Stabell, Mason Denton, Carter Weber, all seniors on this squad.
I just don't remember Fernandez from last year. Corbin Fueling back into the game for the Jayhawks. Lewis Havel is not Lewis Havel, that's Ty Purdy into the game for the Dons.
Huff, sink that free throw, take him to 10. 3-point margin now. Corbin Fueling brings the ball up the floor. Right side. Gets it to his brother. Cooper, 10-foot out.
Nice little mid-range jumper for Cooper.
3-11. Bosco seeming a little more in sync in the second half offensively. And I see a block inside. Corbin was right behind him chasing that ball. Almost thought he was going to get dinged.
Yeah. That's going to be 4 on Landon. Brett just a little late on the shift there.
Tanner Cole in the game at the end of the last shot in the first half. Solidify a lead for Jesup going into the locker room. So Corbin did draw the foul on the shot. No, not on the shot.
No, calling that on the ground. It was well before the shot. That was a nice little move he had, though, wasn't it?
First personal foul for Ty Purdy. Pilcher, right hand inside, 8 foot out, finds Cooper Fueling, and a lean in.
Beautiful. Nice dump by Pilcher. Thought he was dead in the water, and then he found Cooper. And
they just seem to be gelling.
Nice
it's just, it's fun to watch, Luke. They're just playing together. We haven't seen that. I know I keep bringing that up, but fun to watch them when they're doing that.
I'm really enjoying watching Cooper. You know, Cooper coming in as a freshman. Ooh. Takes one right in the head there. But he's here to play, man. He's not here to just fill in for somebody. He's out here. He's active.
You talking Cooper or Corbin or both
Corbin.
of them?
Did I say Cooper again?
Yeah.
Corbin.
But, you know, Cooper stepped up his play, too. He probably thinking my little brother's out here. He can't up me. Little dish to his brother, gets a shot in and gone. Five points Corbin Fueling coming in.
Corbin may have found his way into the varsity starting lineup here.
Sophomore player. Drive on the floor. Pilcher going after it too. And that's going to be a foul against Don Bosco's Hobble. Be his third personal.
And that's all due to, that was Corbin Fueling right there. That was his, he got after that ball right away, got on the ground, and he made that possible. That's what buys you time on the varsity squad right there.
Coach Kellogg questioning that call with the official. A little conversation quickly in front of the Don Bosco bench. Lee now leans back, can't get the shot.
Come on.
Out of bounds.
Oh.
Or no.
No, they called
foul
that
behind the.
Lee now got his hand in there. Got no better than that.
Weber comes off the bench.
Luke Stabell out, and he'll be replaced by Carter Weber.
I believe it's a good sign. If you see blonde highlights on any of these players coming in, they were most likely on the championship football team.
Is that what that means?
I think that was the little thing that they did going into the dome.
I was going to say, I saw a bunch of their wrestlers had that too. Lee now with the big rebound and the foul. No call.
Cooper Fueling across the midcourt. Pilcher far side. Minute to play, third quarter. Comes baseline, pivots, back out to Corbin. And there's Cooper. And Lee now waiting the wings. And Tanner Cole really working it down below, trying to get by Weber. Corbin, sophomore, in and goes!
Look at that boy do work.
Corbin Fueling gets a basket.
I love it.
Going for the and one.
Man, sign him up. That's awesome. 3-point play.
Drops it in there. Sees mom Tricia straight across. She's on her feet.
Loving
Both boys out there having a good night.
That's a proud mama right there. Dad's down the ways. Tricia probably doesn't allow him to stand by her.
Or maybe it's the other way around.
Yeah, it could be. Both those boys have certainly played a lot of basketball in their time.
Fueling, he finds that ball. It's going the other way with the last 10 seconds in the third quarter. Smoins.
Got it.
Fueling, go for it. 8 points for him, and that is the end of the third quarter.
I thought that was going in for a minute.
38-24. It was a Fueling quarter right there, Luke.
Boy, it sure was. Corbin and his older brother Cooper just out there doing work, having games, man.
38-24 and three quarters. Jesup outscoring Bosco in that third stanza 15-8. What else is happening this weekend? Jesup Jayhawk Athletics. Tomorrow night, varsity boys and girls travel to Conrad to face BCLUW in the North Cedar West side of things. Big day of middle school sports happening on Thursday. Wrestling at Wapsie Valley. Boys basketball play over at New Hartford against Dyke New Hartford. Middle school girls will be home with Dyke New Hartford, and high school wrestling will be at West Marshall on Friday this week. Back to Friday night games after break. Girls boys basketball travel to Union, and then BGM hosting a big wrestling tournament this coming Saturday. Our next broadcast for high school basketball on the Jayhawk Sports Network from BitPack coming up 1 week from tomorrow on the 14th of January. Girls boys doubleheader, Sumner Fredericksburg on this floor. Cooper Fueling inbounded. Pilcher will have that as we start that fourth quarter. And Luke, you got to think Bosco coming in at 5-0. was not expecting this from this Jesup team.
Yeah, I don't know what they were expecting.
Well, if I'm saying I have not seen this type of play this year, I'm certain that they weren't confident what they were going to see either.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were more confident what they were going to see, and it wasn't this.
I mean, you're talking 1A versus 3A, and that's not to say that we have more talent on the court. That's not it at all. But night after night, you're typically going to see greater competition in 3A.
Right.
So the level of competition we've played throughout the year is different, and it's prepared us for this game. But that's not taking anything away from this Bosco group, because
not at all.
There's a ton of talent on that side of the court, and sometimes it's your night, sometimes it's not. But it's a 38-27 game with 7 minutes to go. So this is anybody's ball game.
Yeah,
for
this
sure.
is a team looking for their second win on the season. The only win this season coming against Oline back in December, 71-22, and since then it's been a drought. Last Saturday, losing to Waukon up at Upper Iowa, 74-54. And then he got 3 games this week.
And then the other thing with this game, it's just a Bosco.
Right.
It's always going to be a
That's a
battle.
dimension to it.
Yeah.
Corbin Fueling across midcourt, hands it off to Cooper.
Wow.
Right in there. Talk about a fadeaway.
That's nuts.
Fall.
That's ice cold, man, in a good way. Coach Smines, quick full timeout. Talk things over with his coaches and his team.
Cooper Fueling, double numbers right now. He's got 10. 8 points on the floor for Corbin Fueling. 7 for Jace Pilcher, which has to be a season high for Jace.
I got to think so, yeah. He's more of a distributor than a offensive guy. Nate, let's give a quick shout out to the cheerleaders. I'm going to let you do that because...
Oh, you are going to allow me to do that, huh?
Well, you
with their backs facing us.
Yeah, well, I know a couple of them here, but you have a daughter on the squad.
Okay,
so
well, you got Zoe Miller if you're looking left to right. You got Rachel Clayberg.
Yep, those are the two that I was
going to... Now they're all ponytails and white bows and the same outfit. It's like, guess who they are?
Yeah, you're right.
I'm going to go with Zoe Rottinghouse. And then
looks like we got a Roscovius down there, maybe?
you got a Bailey Fetterspiel. You got Courtney Kaufman. I'm going to miss one in there because I can't see behind the basket. Jordan Rorden's in there.
So I got 3 out of the 6.
Yeah. We're going to dress everybody the same and give them the same haircut, and you guess who we are. And face the other way.
Anyway, we appreciate our cheerleaders. You never know. We've got different groups out there all the time. As we've talked about many times, huge numbers in cheerleading right now, all the way down to the little kids. So definitely a surge in that program since Sarah Curry took it over. Sarah Nolan took it over several years back.
And they competed down at State in a timeout routine, finished 3rd, and the first time they've competed at that level here a month or so ago. Bosco playing some catch-up.
Nice shot by Zach Huff. The deep ball, couple feet behind the three-point line.
They're bringing out the pressure. And there's
Nice
Landon Barrett.
find.
Nice patience for Landon.
Yeah.
He gets that, waits for the defender to pass, and puts the shot up.
Beautiful find by Jace Pilcher.
Landon has 7. Bosco will hang on to it. Havel goes right.
No.
And Landon Barrett's going to get dinged on the arm.
Wow.
For the ding on the arm.
I don't agree with that one. Coach Spine says, shh, don't talk, just play. Coach Spine's the wise man. I should take his advice up here. Yeah, so that's Landon's 5th. So he'll take a seat. And we will go it the rest of the way without him.
See what kind of dimension that brings to this team.
That's a travel. There you go.
Yep, he goes down hard. Weber does. Corbin Fueling, Cooper Fueling, Tanner Cole, Jace Pilcher. Leanow. Carson Leanow all on the floor for Jesup Jayhawks. Cooper goes in the lane on his own. There it is.
They can't stop him. They've got no answer for him so far.
You know, I had a conversation with, just talking basketball. And Jesup's been looking for that guy that's going to take that chance to go to the lane and drive the lane. And we've seen a number of these guys do it tonight, Cooper Fueling specifically.
Absolutely. So Huff gets himself to the line. Fouled from behind by Jace Pilcher. I stand corrected. That was Lee now.
That'll be his fourth personal.
Yeah. So that's not a guy with 4:40 to go. We don't want to see Lee now on the bench too, because that is all of our size on the bench. Then it becomes a different type of game. And I guarantee you, the Bosco knows exactly who's got 4 fouls right now, and they're going to be taking it at him any chance they get.
4:40 to go. It's a 10-point game. We'll see a little more conservative play from the Jayhawks. We're just going to keep pushing it. Cooper misses the shot. Ball's loose. Bosco has it.
Man, we cannot buy a foul. Put a saddle on him. Nice drive by Lewis Havel. Gets himself all the way down underneath. Lays it up.
Give him 9 points. Fernandez doing an excellent job on defense for the Dons. Really pressuring Cooper Fueling.
Timeout by Smines, 30 seconds. Yeah, Cooper's having a night, but he's got to remember he's got a team out there. And
so you got a little bit of different situation now, Luke. You've got Landon Barrett on the bench. You've got 4 fouls with Lee now. You've got some new, some different personnel in there for different from what they were using when they were seeing some success, some true success. So they got to regroup here. It's probably a good time that he took that time out.
Yeah, like I said, Cooper's having a heck of a game, and when you're hot, you want to get yourself to the hoop, stay hot, but you also got to recognize when you're dribbling around, make sure you're recognizing who's open, because he's drawn a double team and a triple team in some cases here, and that means there's at least 1 or 2 guys open.
Corbin Fueling. We'll see Cooper shoot it into Lee now, and he's going to draw the foul.
Yeah. Luke's the bell with foul from behind. On the arm. So inbounds underneath on the far side.
Pilcher trying to find something. He finds Lee now. He had to take a high lob. Fueling will set the offense. Cooper dribbling out of the legs. Gets a pass. Fernandez over to Lee now. Left hook in. No good. Tanner Cole waiting the wings. Gets it pit-pocketed from him. Possession arrow goes towards Don Bosco.
Nice rebound by Tanner. Just couldn't hang on with the ball there. Needs some good help defense for Lee now down there.
Deep shot, no good from Huff. He's had some success from that spot. He's got 18 points tonight. A couple 3-pointers. Corbin getting some pressure as a sophomore. Gets it to Cooper, who finds a nice, smooth jumper.
Man, when you're feeling it, you're feeling it. And Cooper is feeling it. So that's about all Lee now can do in that situation. They know it, because he doesn't want that 5th foul.
You're right, and they're taking advantage of it. 20 points now for Huff, who just drove to the hoop to take advantage of that. 3-minute mark again, 46-38. Timeout on the floor. And it's just a fun game to watch, Luke. And you're right. Anytime these two teams get together, you're not quite sure what you're going to see, but it's going to be most likely going to be a good contest.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's a battle, and it's oftentimes a heated battle, and that's not because you got two teams that don't like each other. It's anytime you get a close rivalry like this, you never know what's going to come out of it, but I love it. You got a lot of our friends from, Bosco down the road, or even a lot of them live right here in Jesup, and we all, go to church together, go to the local watering hole together, go play golf together, do whatever together. But, I love it in athletics when we can meet on the court or the field or whatever it may be. Because usually it brings the best out in everybody.
Bosco out to that full court. Corbin fueling. We'll see how defense go back a little bit. Push over to Cooper, far side. Swing, turn, off the board.
What's he got now, Nate?
He's up to 16 points.
Boy, it feels like he's got about 50.
He's just on with Fernandez trying to find his way in the scorebook. Pilcher sees it knocked away from him by Havel.
No, stay.
Trapped in that corner. Ball is loose, and Corbin will have it. Cooper will slow it down. Ahead of 2 minutes left in the game. Tanner Cole getting some more minutes in. Going to come baseline. Corbin looking left.
Jesup looking to run a little clock or a little time off the clock here.
Pilcher in on the dribble. Little fade lean in the lane. No good for Corbin. Fueling. Ooh. Advantage Jesup.
I don't know. That's a tough one to swallow if you're Bosco. I'm not sure I agree with that call. He was definitely not set. Not that you always have to be set in a charging situation. I didn't pay any attention to his left arm if he pushed off with it, but did he? Okay. So that's why they called it for sure then.
Keeper sees some pressure. That ball gets loose, comes off his knee. Open fast break. It'll take Huff to 22 points. Lee now sees some pressure. Trying to find a guard to get that ball to and get that out of the backcourt, but Coach Smines
wisely
sees the risk and says take time out.
A few words exchanged between Smines and the Stripes. He's had enough. He's had enough of Coach.
Are you hearing that?
Coach Smines wisely backs off. Okay. That's the warning shot. Don't need a T at this point in the game. Oh, that noise?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I'd rather be smelling oranges instead of listening to that.
Is that a balloon losing
I don't know where
air?
that's coming from, but it magnifies inside our headset with the microphones. Students getting into it across the way. And Clark can get a shot of that over there with the students going a little, is he awake? Is he listening to us or is he listening to somebody else? Is there a college game he's listening to tonight?
He's probably got his headphones in. He's listening to Metallica underneath the big headset.
It's probably Ed Sheeran. 1:32 to go.
Wyant back into the game. So we've got Wyant, Cooper fueling, Corbin fueling, Jace Pilcher, and Tyler Lee. That's not Tyler Lee now.
Carson
Lee now.
You're half right.
And for the Dons, we've got Stabell, Huff, Fernandez. Who else we got out here? Denton. And we're missing one. Oh, yeah, Havel.
Heath Wyant, our senior on that floor, taking his chance at a free throw. Jim goes quiet.
Boy,
From the rim, no good. In the hands of Stabell.
That was an un-Wyant-like free throw.
And Huff taking his opportunity because he knows he's not seeing the aggressiveness from Lee now. He's at 24 points. Bosco brings up the pressure.
Get it across, get it across.
Pilcher brings it across midcourt. He's getting swarmed defensively. Fernandez dives for the floor, takes a timeout. 64 seconds to go.
Nice pressure by Bosco, forcing the turnover there.
They'll take a full timeout.
Yeah, I don't know what that noise is, but it's super annoying. You know what it is? I think it's somebody blowing on like the edge of a paper. You ever blow on a blade of grass?
Not since I was like 6.
Well,
so you're saying somebody brought a blade of grass in?
no,
Is that what you're
I
saying?
think somebody's got a piece of paper and they're blowing on the edge of it.
All right.
That's what you're hearing. Either that or somebody has a ridiculously high-pitched scream.
Or some other problem. 48-42, leading scorer for Jesup right now. Cooper Fueling, 16 points for the senior. And he's had the opportunities, and well, I wouldn't say he's had the opportunities. He's taken opportunities to get that ball. Not only shots from the outside, but also inside the paint, too. Come out of the timeout.
It's probably good I'm up here because if I was down there, I'd have to shut that noise down.
1 minute to go. Bosco within 6. Ball goes almost out of bounds. Cooper will say it. Sees double pressure. Pilcher loses it to Stabell, and Stabell will get fouled.
That's a good foul by Pilcher.
That'll be his third personal.
Better to send him to the line in that situation than give him the easy deuce underneath.
And this is one of those conversations that we've had with Coach Smines of how many games they've been in. And just trying to hang on to the end to have that number higher than your opponents when the clock hits 0. Stabell misses that second free throw. Huff there with the rebound. Misses it. Lee now tries to grab it.
Not sure what that call is.
Pilcher will get his 4th personal. I wasn't quite sure what that was either.
I'm not sure what that gesture means. Gesture.
So you've got Pilcher and Lee now. 4 personals. 9 total team fouls.
Havel gets the first.
He goes to double numbers at 10 with that bucket. Within 5. A lot of time left. Lee now pulls it down, and he's going to get fouled. That will put Jesup, should be in the bonus. It's just not lit up yet. That'll be the second personal foul for Denton. Lee now, who has
big shots, you got to have these 1-1.
2 points to his name in the scorebook. Trying for that left-handed free throw.
Got it.
Banks around and goes in. Important. Talk about an important point.
Wasn't pretty, but pretty doesn't matter. Ty Purdy into the game for the Dons.
Student section energized into this game. Another free throw. Not smoother that time. 40 seconds. Havel, double team, gets through it, off the board. He's at 12. Full pressure on Wyatt. They'll foul him. We're going to see a lot of free throws here in the next 30 seconds.
It's going to be an extremely long 30 seconds. I'd honestly rather stick a fork in my eye than watch foul basketball. This is the worst part of any basketball game.
Quiet Jim. Wyatt in front of the rim.
Come on, Wyatt.
Yeah, that's
gotta have that.
un-Wyatt-like.
Let's go, knock it down.
Yeah, maybe he needs it louder in the gym. 2 free throws that we needed from Wyatt to find him other ways. Hobble under the basket. That ball, no one has it. Finally, Bosco comes up with it. And Stabell takes the bounce, puts it up, draws the foul. He go to the free throw line. Landed hard on that hip.
Yeah. Big Luke Stabell with a couple foul shots here. Everybody double bonus, so everybody gets 2 from here on out.
See, Luke's dad, Tony, is one of those dads that just can't sit down.
Yeah,
he's got to be standing up, walking
Tony's
around.
a little like I am. We get in small, confined spaces. We get a little hot. There you go. Luke with the first.
Take him to 4 points on that free throw. 4-point margin. Looking to make this and have it tied up with a basket. Wyatt just out of his fingertips. Hobble gets it from Stabell on the rebound. Back to Hobble, and he can't get it to go either. Fueling will find it, and he's going to get fouled.
Goodness.
Cooper at 16 points will go to the free throw line. It was like the senior had to step in there and just calm this thing down.
Okay, let's knock these down now, Coop.
Coach Smines will empty the lane of his players other than his shooter. Jace Pilcher will come over to visit with Coach Joe. And Fueling hits the automatic. 17 points for him. 5-point advantage for Jesup. 6.9 seconds to go, as Jesup is looking for their second win on the season, and Bosco trying to avoid their first loss of their season. But it has gotten the students on their feet and some energy in the gym.
See that Clayberg just doing flip after flip across the court there? She gets that from her dad, right?
No. Not at all. I was never one of those, even on the diving board, I was always scared to do a dive.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. I never hit my head or anything, but I just couldn't come to do it.
You know, I used to be able to run up a tree or a wall and flip myself over and land on my feet. If I attempted
on
that
purpose?
at this, yeah.
Okay.
If I attempted that at this point in my life, I'd break my neck. Guaranteed broken neck.
Anthony's
Actually,
got
probably broken back.
Anthony's got $100 if you try it. Does it matter the
I'm
outcome,
not sure
Anthony?
if he's trying to pay
it's $100 to do it or $100 to be successful.
or $100 to break my neck. I'm not sure how to take that.
Well, depends what your copay is.
Get in there. Nice shot, Cooper. Senior leadership right there.
18 for him. 5 seconds. Let him play.
Got it.
Deep three.
That's a big three.
Huff will go to 27 tonight. It's a 3-point game, 2.5 seconds to go. Full timeout wanted by Don Bosco.
2.5 seconds is a lot of time for a 3-point ball game. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff happen in this amount of time.
BCUW will be the site tomorrow, boy-girl doubleheader, as the Jayhawks travel west to Conrad. And they will be down at LaPorte City Union on Friday. Girls tonight getting a huge win, 60-10 over Gilbertville Don Bosco on the girls' side. And see how this plays out the last 2.5 seconds.
Boys trying to get a huge win as well, just a little different definition of the term huge.
This is Jayhawk Sports Network from BitPack and Heartland Technology. We're going to see some pressure defensively from Bosco. Hard foul from Huff on the shoulder of Cooper Fueling. He was just the cherry stripe with back-to-back makes on the free throws.
That's who you want shooting your free throws. Makes them or not, doesn't matter. That's who you want at that line right now.
Need to see both teams in the double bonus, so really need to see one of these go in. at least. At least one. You can pretty much solidify a win with that.
Just back off and don't foul. Get out of there, Corbin.
1.4 seconds.
Corbin, get out of there.
Fueling 20 points tonight.
Lee now takes a seat with 1.4 seconds.
Just let him play. Pilcher takes a bounce, and Jesup takes the win. 54-49. Jesup the winner, win number 2 on the year. And it came at a great time, coming off a Christmas break, regrouping, and Cooper Fueling, great night for him, 20 points. Second leading scorer, his brother, 8 points with Corbin Fueling coming in tonight. But Luke, fun game to watch. Keep talking about that.
Man, that's a great win. I go back to the whole Jesup-Bosco rivalry. It's a healthy rivalry. It's fun. And if the shoe were on the other foot, or however that saying goes, I mean, Bosco would be as fired up as we are. I mean, anytime you can get a win out of your not crosstown rival, whatever you want to call it, it's a good night. And more importantly, you mentioned it a couple times, the boys just look good tonight. Late in the game, Bosco put on some really intense pressure and actually won that fourth quarter without a doubt. But
yeah, they beat him 25-16 in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, but Jesup was able to respond when they needed to and come out of here with 2 victories, and that's a good night to be a Jayhawk.
Yeah, a lot on contributors tonight. We talked about the Fueling brothers. Barrett had 7 and a fouling out. Pilcher, he's another guy to talk about between Pilcher and Wyatt. Pilcher, we're maybe looking to see 2 to 4 points out of him and hanging around the perimeter, but he was shooting inside. He was going for the gusto.
All those guys, I mean, they were taking it to the rack and, having success. If there was one area where Bosco was seemingly unable to guard us, it was on the drive to the hoop. Cooper had a ton of success there. Even Corbin, had a couple nice drives. So that was a big part of the win for sure.
But you got to think in their scouting of this team, they had to make adjustments as they went on. They didn't know what to expect from Corbin. They saw some good play from Wyatt. They saw some good play again coming in from Pilcher. Some players they weren't used to seeing, but really stepped up tonight, so they had to make those adjustments.
Absolutely.
Anyway, we'll be back 1 week from tonight. That'll be our next broadcast on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology, as we will play host to Sumner Fredericksburg. That'll be coming up again on January the 14th. For Luke Baldwin and our entire crew on site of Anthony Bond, on-site producer Eric Clark, on camera, and executive producer Tony Lang, not on site tonight. I'm Nate Clayberg. Everybody have a great rest of your evening. Final score, Jesup boys beating Don Bosco tonight, 54-49, getting their second win on the season, heading into BCAW tomorrow and LaPorte City Union on Friday. You can watch this entire game on replay as well as other previous high school athletic events from Jesup. Go to the video section on our Facebook page and also check out our Google channel as well. This is the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology. Everybody have a great night and go Jayhawks.